Welcome to Berlin, Professor Falk, and welcome to the DOC. So even with the Democrats winning the House in the midterm elections, Trump still has a lot of power when it comes to foreign policy, trade, etc. Do you see the Democrats winning the House as a victory for opponents to Trump, or does it really mean nothing at all in the grander scheme of things?
Well, I think it's somewhere in between. It definitely can be viewed as a repudiation of Trump because the Democrats got 7% more votes than the Republicans, and that's in a very evenly polarized society. That was a significant gap. Also, the winning of the House was a victory because they had to change 31 seats, and that's fairly substantial. On the other hand, the Republicans can look at it with a positive eye as well because they increased their majority in the Senate and they won some of the key symbolic Senate races and elections of governors in key states. So in some ways, it's one of these outcomes that can be spun by either side. In my view, it's too soon to tell how significant this change in the congressional landscape will prove to be. It really depends on whether Trump tries to be conciliatory and whether Democrats think they're better off obstructing or cooperating. It's very hard to tell at this stage because it's a tactical issue as much as it is a substantive issue, and both sides are looking to the 2020 presidential election. As far as foreign policy is concerned, it's probably not likely to be too significant, at least in the near term. Foreign policy was not really a major question in these midterm elections. It was really about health and immigration, very domestically focused.
Does the U.S., does it have a chance still to be a major player, like a major leader in the world, or what kind of role do you see for the U.S. in the new world order, I suppose?
It's a hard and important question. It depends a great deal on political will of the leadership within the U.S. Trump has made it a signature issue that he doesn't want to be a global leader. He tells people and his base that he was elected to be the president of the American people, not the president of the world. And he's, in various ways, retreated from the traditional role the U.S. has played since 1945. He repudiated the climate change agreement. He withdrew from the Iran nuclear weapons agreement. He's now indicated the end of the intermediate nuclear forces agreement. And so he's made it clear that as long as he's president, the U.S. will not exert global leadership. Whether that is a permanent or just temporary shift in the American global role is hard to tell. At the moment, there's a kind of leadership vacuum, and there's no country that is either prepared or willing, I guess, to fill that vacuum. China has the best chance, in a way, because of its economic strength and because it has mastered the soft power way of reshaping history. And it's building this new Silk Road that will connect Asia with Europe and is probably the most significant transnational project underway. At the same time, I wouldn't underestimate the degree to which Trump is loved by the leaders like him around the world, and unfortunately there are more and more of them. there was just a new leader elected in Brazil, Bolsonaro, who's very Trump-like, and you have Duarte in the Philippines, Modi in India, not to mention Putin in Russia, the Hungarian leader. So there's a lot of Polish leaders. So he has his own little club of elected autocrats. So there's a new kind of coalition. They like each other. And Saudi Arabia is another problematic one, but still on the list. So it's a realignment in a strange kind of way. It's not entirely a withdrawal. It's a withdrawal from the World War II liberal international order. But you could argue that it's a new illiberal global order that has taken shape, and that Trump, if he realizes what this might amount to, he could project a new image of the American role. It would be an unfortunate image because it would suggest that democratic values are not important, that human rights are not important, and that the only thing that counts is sovereignty and a kind of ultranationalism.
Okay, thank you.